Think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Hello.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
What's going on, everybody? AB Media 83 here. This is a late night show. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, but just need to get some shit off my chest. What's going on, Snowman? Let me go on and put the link in the chat. A little earlier, I joined Dr. Dumbar for his stream, and he was talking about third parties. And he's talking about how he's going to vote for third party, which is perfectly fine with me. And as I said on the stream, our ancestors didn't die for us to vote for one party. Our ancestors died for us to choose who we want to vote for, or in Snowman's case in the chat, if we want to even vote at all. So we talked for politics for a few minutes, and on the stream, then I left. Now, unbeknownst to me, ButtHurt Blue had a problem with that. What's going on, BGS?
Hey, what's going on? It never stops, does it?
I wasn't even trying to talk about them. I was trying to keep it general because that's Dr. Dumbar's show and shit. But
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to ignore them, but I guess they don't want to be ignored. So
but they did a whole stream. I was like, you did a stream on that stream? We weren't even talking really. Yeah, Dr. Dumbar wants to work third party, which is fine.
and he says he's a progressive, and most progressive salute third parties. So I don't know what the deal is. If they're truly progressives,
That's the question. If they're truly progressives.
yes. I
But
mean
I'm like, what's the big deal? Like, we weren't really talking about anything. I mean,
the
they might
progressives
be.
the progressives actually started actually really rebooted the Green Party. Those are progressives.
Yeah, you would know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with Ralph Nader. Yeah.
I guess they were upset because I was pointing out that their side is clearly in panic mode.
Oh yeah. Well, that should be obvious.
And I hate to break this to you, Mike, because I'm just gonna call names now. You didn't help with your stream. You really didn't help with your stream. You know that, right?
I saw pieces of it when he was complaining about whining about Kamala Harris being judged, and he was trying to say all the other VPs were never judged, and that is bullshit.
That's
Yeah,
horseshit.
yeah.
He's also,
Especially Dick Cheney. Everybody hated Dick Cheney.
oh yes,
Hmm.
he's also been like, what's Undertaker have to do with the election?
Hmm.
When your interview has over 400,000 views,
Hmm.
those are eyeballs.
Yes, sir.
And trust and believe, Undertaker, that dude, that's one of the most popular wrestlers ever.
Hmm.
So that's a lot of wrestling eyeballs. Wrestlers vote too, Mike. You do know that, right? Wrestling fans vote too. You do know that, right?
Hmm. Wrestling fans are middle America, so yeah.
And they're not all just males either.
No, they're not.
But they, I really wasn't gonna do a stream on it because I was like, is this all y'all got? Really? As I said in my email, I thought they were better than this.
I mean, if you're stumping for Kamala Harris, you don't really have much to stomp on. Okay, stomp on. because clearly she's not qualified, and which is what we thought from the very beginning, that she wasn't qualified to even run. And and believe it or not, most of your Democratic Party thought the same thing.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot of reports now. Black women are starting to come out like, yeah, she doesn't represent us. She's not up to
The-
snuff.
She's not
And
up to snuff. Yeah.
I've been telling people this last year. More people than I ever thought have came out for Trump and are bashing the Democrats.
Most people don't have much choice, okay? Because you look at what's going on
Oh yeah, it's called the
the
pocketbook.
economy and all this other kind of stuff, man. Basically, what choice do they have?
None. And
None.
I don't even want to get started on the Muslims. I mean, um, they're complaining now because the Muslims aren't backing the Democrats. I was like, well, I'm not going to say where it is, but that's the price you pay for genocide.
Yeah, with genocide, but also you basically you keep doubling down on on agendas that they're against. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
And still doubling down, and then lied about it. Like when she said they were looking for a compromise deal in that region, and to they said that to the American people while giving, you know, Double B permission to do what he's doing.
To answer your question, I call them ButtHurt Brain Trust, but the Black Trust made a video on me and Dr. Dumbar talking about third parties for
Yeah,
no damn reason.
for no reason. Well, yeah,
Well,
it goes back to what they were saying maybe like a year ago. Like you have to pick a side.
yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
And remember that big thing? You can't. They don't like
Pick a
30 parties
side.
because you had to pick a side. So you don't have to pick a side.
No, you don't.
Now, this is this
Well,
that's why I call it an open election. You don't have to pick a side. You can pick whatever, whatever party you want. And we got to remember, Republicans were a third party when they first started.
oh yes.
Yeah,
If I'm not mistaken, the Whigs
yeah,
were
the
the
Whigs with the Whigs were the party in power, and against the Democrats, and the Republicans were a third party.
yes. I don't understand these people talking about. It's always Democrat Republicans. It's always been Democrat
No,
Republican. Like,
no, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Yeah, well,
have you read history?
evidently not.
And way back in the day, it was the Federalists. Hope I got the name. Federalists.
Federalist, yeah, party, yeah.
That was John Adams' party. Party.
Hmm.
So I was like, I didn't really, I wasn't trying to be offensive or anything. I was just shooting. I was just talking with Dr. Dunbar about, politics, and he played a little skit with Steve Ballmer about what you said about demographics. Steve Ballmer
Hmm.
was pretty much saying BGS was right about demographics and how they have a population problem.
Yeah, yeah. Well, basically, in their favorite Democrat, Bill Clinton, said the exact same thing. You're not having enough babies.
Yeah, well,
You're
the,
not having enough
you know what they
babies. You
really
want
did?
abortion.
Yeah, but you know what they could do to fix that, but they ain't gonna do it. They
No,
might. I don't know. They might.
no. That basically they're doing what they do to fix it. That's why, which is why I'm not completely against migration or immigration. But the thing is, I don't agree with the way that they're doing it. That's my
Right.
problem. Okay, and most of Congress doesn't agree with the way they're doing because if you look back, you had at least four immigration bills during Biden's presidency that came up and got shot down.
Yep. By
Yeah,
Republicans and Democrats.
Republicans and
Oh,
Democrats. Yeah.
but y'all don't want to talk about that. It's all. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me get it. It's all Trump's fault. But Trump. But Trump. But Trump.
The very first compromise bill, I do believe that came up
Hmm.
out of Congress. I think Biden shot that one down because he didn't like it.
Oh wow.
And I do believe that because I was looking back and looking over it, and there was one that I think that's because I think the House was the House had got a compromise bill, and then Biden said he was going to veto it because it wasn't to his liking. So
Mm.
there have been immigration bills on both sides. Okay, one that was supported by Biden, and one not. Two or three that weren't supported by Biden that got shot down. So
Yeah, I hear you, Leon. also pointed out that it's not a good sign that your campaign is doing too well with. We're about what, about a little less than 2 weeks out from the election,
Yeah,
and you're comparing your opponent to Hitler. That's not a good sign.
they've been doing that from the very beginning, and that's the thing is, okay, he may or may not be Hitler, but the thing is, nobody cares because they're not sure who you are. Because
Exactly.
what your administration is doing could be compared to the H man. Okay, because what you're allowing with money it could be compared to the H man. Okay,
Yeah.
Mr.
I,
Trump, like her or not, he was never for this kind of stuff. But guess who is?
mm, boy, I don't feel like talking to you today. Go away. Drink your juice and go to bed.
Basically Hammer. Okay. Let me Hammer. Basically, we'll probably be on here about another 30, 40 minutes, and then if you got something to say, Hammer, if you go ahead and boot it up, I'll be over on your channel. Okay, and we can go through your shit. Okay, because AB got a time limit, so this is late for him. So AB got about 30 minutes in him.
Yeah, but yeah, I was like, y'all wait till now to pull that stunt because talking about one of his former advisors said he was thinking he want things to be like Hitler. I was like, okay, and he didn't say it directly.
One of the things to be like Hitler.
One
Basically?
of his
So
one of his chiefs of staff, I can't think of his name right now.
yeah, he wanted things to be like Hitler. Okay. So what is America doing right now?
Mm,
With 2.5 wars going on, okay, and what's going on in the Middle East, that seems pretty close to what the H man would do and allow. So who's acting like the mustache man?
yeah, it's something with black people. They whenever Democrats in office, they could never do anything wrong. I can't put my finger on it.
Well, if you ignore it, because basically Miss Harris is what they call it. She's a DEI hire. Okay.
In every sense of the word.
And every sense of the word, man. Basically, she's never she's never won a presidential primary. Okay, she's never scored in the top five in a presidential primary. Okay,
And from what I've heard, nobody ran against her when she ran for attorney general
I
of the
don't think
state.
so. I got to go back and look at that. Probably not. Okay, I think the one thing that she did win outright was I think senator. I think she did run for that with a lot of help. But yeah.
Of course, but
Hmm.
she's not. She ain't ready. Whether y'all like it, I know y'all gonna complain about that, but she hasn't proved to me she's ready at all.
Chance Rogers said DEI China backed. What the hell are you guys talk? You guys, what do you guys read, man? I don't understand what you guys read.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you guys are way off, man. So I don't know. Do you guys actually look at politics, or you guys just look at CNN and make guesses? Because that's what I'm seeing. Anyway, but but anything in particular? Because I only looked at a few snapshots of what they were talking about because I can't. Unlike you, I can't listen to them talk for an hour. So you're better than me.
Yeah, the old nigga coming out. I hardly listen to that shit. I didn't listen to that shit.
I kind of skipped to where he was actually making
And
comments.
this is a
Okay.
dialysis day. I didn't listen to that shit. I was like,
Okay.
okay. I was like, yeah. I'm like, okay, really?
Okay.
We weren't
Because
really talking about anything. We were just. And in fact, I started talking about what's his name. I call him the blasphemer and false prophet, Jamal Bryant.
Jamal. Oh gosh. Well, he's been paid, so he is
You're right. I should call him the
he
paid
he
blasphemer and
he he's
false prophet.
he's Reverend Al Sharpton 2.0. Okay, let's put it that way.
Oh, you
And
say he's a hoe? Okay.
Yeah, Al Sharpton is has gotten too old, so somebody's got to take his place. So Jamal Bryant's probably vying for that spot.
Hmm. I know Kamala Harris did an interview with Al Sharpton, but I don't
Did she? Because
like a
he's
couple
with
of
CNN. Is he with CNN or
yeah, a
MSNBC?
couple days ago. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. So
MSNBC.
MSNBC.
Um, yeah, he did a she did an interview with him a couple days ago.
Oh, is it an interview or a tea session?
Probably both. I didn't look.
Because a couple interviews, the only two interviews I saw her have was with 60 Minutes and Fox. Those are the only two interviews that I've seen. Okay, everything else is like a tea session.
Yeah, she was talking somewhere, and so some people asked her about what about the genocide over in Gaza, and she responded with, "I'm speaking." I
Oh
was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, of course.
I was like, okay.
I don't want to answer that one, so yeah, I'm speaking. Hmm.
I was like, yeah, okay. It's
Hmm.
like,
Yeah. Did she snap her fingers when she did
that's a good question. At this point, I'm just kind of, I just kind of let them, let them dig themselves a hole. I mean, what I need to dig for?
I mean, what I'm saying is I keep listening to, because everything I hear from the blue wall, okay, on the other side of the blue wall, is about Trump. I never hear about why she is qualified to be president. I
No.
haven't heard that. I keep listening. Okay, I said forget about Trump. Okay, forget that he even exists. Why, if she ran on a post, why is she qualified to be president?
Mm, no, I don't think anybody can answer that.
Nobody's answered that, and those are some of the tougher questions, and that's something that I think that's the one thing that Brett Baer actually asked. Okay, he said you're going to turn the page from what, and how are you going to be different from the Biden
Well,
administration?
I think the real question is how are you going to be different from the current page you're on, considering you're the vice president?
Yeah, yeah, and that's what he asked, and she couldn't articulate it. And she says, "What are you going to turn the page from? We're going to turn the page from 10 years of Donald Trump running for president." We're like, really?
Here's my question.
So even if you get elected, so that's going to turn the page from what Donald Trump is on.
Yeah, here's my question. What are the Democrats going to run on if Trump's not running?
No, they're going to try to attach a Project 2025 to JD Vance because JD Vance is going to be your front runner.
More than likely. That's a
Hmm.
sharp dude.
He's a sharp dude, and basically, I would hate to go up against JD Vance if I was actually running.
Oh yeah, he proved that during his vice president debate. All I heard was, "Oh, Tim Walz going to wipe the floor with JD Vance." That's not
Mm,
what happened.
yeah, and JD Vance was kind of in mad admiration. It's like, wow, he had to look at him like, damn, he's sharp. Okay, they had to really look at him.
Yeah, but yeah, I was shocked they did a stream on it because I was just I wasn't even looking for it. I just tuned into YouTube.
I might even listen to see what upset him because I don't understand what upset him about you guys talking about third parties. I don't know,
Well,
unless they have
well,
a
fuck it,
hatred for.
they're gonna yell at me anyway. Let's just look at it.
Okay, go ahead. That's what I'm saying. I wonder, do you have clips of it to see exactly what they said that kind of what triggered you? Because I know you had to listen to it, at least enough of it to get triggered.
Yeah, who is that? Don't nobody say shit.
Just count down the days to election day. Just count down the days.
Oh man, I'll be so happy
Me too.
I,
when this
I
election is
know,
over.
I need this
I,
election to be
I
over.
know. I feel your pain, though, man. I really do. Yours too, AB. I mean, like, sit here and have to deal with. Now, I agree with you. Domestic politics in African Americans, it really don't make.
No, it
It's
doesn't
not.
mix. Because they're all emotional. I think they had I think MSNBC has had a sit down in a barber shop with black men, and the first thing out of the first black man's mouth, he's full of Kamala Harris because he called Donald Trump a clown. Okay, I said, come on, man. I said, dude's a billionaire. I said, billionaires, clowns don't become billionaires unless you're bozo. Okay, I think he had to die to become a billionaire.
All right, let's skip to it. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Ah, they're gonna hold on. Give me a
People
second.
feel how they feel.
Oh, never mind.
So yeah,
I think they're desperate. Did you see his interview with the Undertaker?
I did not watch that. I don't have time to watch everything.
Okay.
Is it something you recommend watching?
Yes, actually,
Okay.
because it actually humanized him. He saw action and how they're competing with Transformers,
Yeah.
and what are you gonna do about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, Lewis.
I,
Hey,
I
what's
mean
up?
that's one of those things where
Actually, I want to watch the beginning of this because I want to even know. I want to know what this is even about, really.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know why they use Zoom instead of StreamYards
Yeah, whatever they're comfortable with. I don't really care. But
for this
he's
kind
not talking because I know it's not the sound. He's not talking.
for streaming. Zoom sucks for streaming on
Yes, it
YouTube.
does.
So
And I hate that little app you have to use to get into Zoom.
yeah, yeah, it sucks. It's too, it's too, for what they do. It's too much trouble. Um, it's the only thing worse than that is Skype. 'Cause people get wedded to stuff that they don't want to give up. I saw who was it? Jamal Thomas using Skype.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I understand if you're in a radio station, okay, you got a mixing board, you can actually use Skype, but um, Skype for streaming is like it sucks. Okay.
What is he doing? Good lord.
I guess he's trying to find a spot what he wants to comment on.
Okay.
Notification bells 107. Chat number 107. Please hit the like button as you come in, share the video if possible, and hit the notification bell so you get all the updates from the Black Brain Trust. Really quickly, I wanted to go over this really quickly. I like Dr. Dumbar, but sometimes people say things and I have more questions to follow up on some of the statements and I don't get a whole lot of answers back. But I wanted to play this segment of a conversation that was happening earlier. I wasn't able to actually get on the panel while this discussion was actively going. So let me just play this really quickly and really try to assess what's going on here. This is about third-party talk. But somehow it ends up being about Kamala Harris. Let me just play this really quickly.
AB Media is here. What's going on, AB Media?
Hey, what's going on, Doc?
Not much self.
Well, doing pretty good. There's nothing wrong with voting third party. As some people like to put it, our ancestors died for us to choose who we want to vote for. Whether that's the third party or one of the. Oh, you can't see it, but in the chat, they were crying about that. They was really crying about that.
Oh, really? About
our
third party?
ancestors didn't die from two major parties. Also, I need to point out, it's not a good. It's a sign your campaign is not doing well when 2 weeks before an election you're comparing your opponent to AFH Adolf Hitler. I didn't want to say that on his panel. of the 1930s and 40s.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, AB Media. I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second.
Okay, I didn't. They don't like that. They don't like you saying his name. So just read between the lines. Leader of Germany between 1933 and 1945. When you're comparing your opponent to that guy, your campaign must not be doing too well.
First, let's understand something.
Here we
They're
go.
not comparing Trump to Hitler. Okay.
Yes, they are.
Here's
She
the
just
Yes,
did.
context.
they are.
Yes, they did.
You play the clip.
She
She called him Hitler. Yeah. She's
she
not trying the
compared him
first
to
time.
Hitler in a press conference
Yes,
with
she
the
did.
vice president seal in front of her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And calling a former president of the United States, comparing him to who does it?
So he certainly falls into the general definition of fascist for sure.
Okay. That's when John Kelly.
oh, you mean the guy that lied on him about saying bad stuff about the soldiers?
Mm.
Was in Trump's cabinet.
Okay.
And
That's the
And
context.
got
That's the
fired from it.
context of what happened.
He got fired from his
What
cabinet
AB
too.
Media does, and a lot of these guys in the manosphere do, is they extrapolate, or somehow they extrapolate that you're doing something that you're not. It wasn't Kamala Harris that did that. It was John Kelly from Trump's inner circle who called this out.
No, she
But
called it. No. This basically they said it. They called him. They called Trump a fascist. They called him. Compare him to the H man, amongst other things.
and
And they said it.
Biden recently said he needs to be put in jail. So
Yeah.
okay,
Oh, well, they had a chance to put him in jail, but they didn't. So how come
yeah,
they didn't when they had a
Now,
chance to?
you go back to 2017 or 2016 for that matter,
Mm-hmm.
and it was Richard Spencer who did the Heil Hitler, Heil Trump.
Okay.
and
It was J.D. Vance back then who compared Trump to Hitler. See, this is
and
the nuance that
and now JD Vance is his vice president. What does that tell you?
is important. Remember, J.D. Vance is on the ticket with Trump.
And
John Kelly was in Trump's inner circle. Richard Spencer was out there campaigning for Trump. All of the Hitler talk happened long before this happened long
so what? Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney are campaigning for Kamala Harris. What's your point?
before Kamala was even in the VP position. So what are we talking about here?
So in other words, why she
This is
use it?
what a low information voter does. Spreads all this misinformation just to make a point or just to be heard on a panel.
Actually, yeah, that's not really much of an insult. You got to keep in mind, these Negroes' last stream was low information candidate talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah. Former president of the United States, yeah.
That's all they got, AB.
Just let that sink in for a minute.
What I'm saying is,
Go ahead.
What
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying is, she has called Donald Trump the H word more than a few times. Okay,
Yes.
they've called him a fascist more than a few times. Okay.
Okay. I don't want to tell people how to run their channels, but if I was Dr. Dumbar, I'd be very careful about bringing people like this on the panel. This is exhibit B of a low information voter.
Low information, brother. Okay.
Exhibit B.
Let me finish playing.
and he's a high information
Oh,
voter.
I'm touched. I'm so touched.
He's a high information voter. Okay.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. In terms of who, but those comparisons were, people were making those comparisons.
Hold up, but he want to call somebody low information. Can you imagine going to an actual official on either side of the party and telling them that Donald Trump is a low information candidate?
Yeah.
That's not going to fly. Lord.
Geez, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I think it's
8 years ago.
8 years ago. It's an extreme comparison.
Yeah, J.D. Vance made that comparison. Make sure you're accurate about that.
So what?
So what?
But people feel how they feel. So
And people say
Yeah.
things.
I think they're
People.
desperate. Did you see his interview with the Undertaker?
I did not watch that. I don't have time to watch everything.
Okay.
Is it something you recommend watching?
Yes, actually,
Okay.
because it actually humanized him. He was talking to Undertaker like he was a fan.
Okay.
It was more like a two dudes, shooting the crap rather than an actual interview. Now Undertaker did ask him some interest. Undertaker did bring up a good point. He asked him about Title IX and how he's worried about. He brought his daughter out to meet Donald Trump, President Trump, and how he's worried about her competing with Transformers.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do about that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's one of those things where when I mean I know everybody has their reason for voting.
Right.
Um a relative who I won't single out, when I saw him 2 weeks ago, he said, I can't let her down in terms of Madam Vice President Harris. He was a black boomer. He said, I can't let her down.
Oh.
But
Okay.
you wonder if people are looking at all the issues. I'll just say that. Or if their one thing is, I just can't let her down.
BGS, what
Yes,
did your
sir.
brother?
Yeah,
What did
but
your brother
that's
tell
not
you
what's on the
about?
ballot.
What did your brother tell you about voting for Trump? For what
He'd,
he
ra-
thought?
he'd rather have a dead body in office than Donald Trump.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it's male or female.
No.
If they stuck on stupid, they entitled to. It's their vote. One man, one vote. It's
Hmm.
not my job to swear. Neither way. We know where we're going. We know what we think over here. But I
Yeah.
digress.
That's not what's on the ballot.
What's on the ballot?
I'm sorry, talking to the Undertaker is not a flex. I don't know why
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's just like being on the Breakfast Club. It's a flex.
It,
this is even a discussion with a PhD.
do you not know
The
how many
Undertaker,
voters the wrestling community in that weight carry? And Donald Trump was pretty popular in that sector, sir.
Yeah, he actually hosted a couple WrestleManias.
Hmm.
So
It's a
Paul
heap
Bearer.
of help and huge voting blocks,
What the
sir.
fuck are we talking
Whether,
about here?
whether you
I mean,
like it
really,
or not,
we're two
low intelligence, high IQ or not, it's a big voting block, and it can't be dismissed.
Yeah.
we're 2 weeks away from an election, and we're talking about the Undertaker.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
because he has a big following. Yes, makes
yes, he has
sense.
over I think it's 500,000 now. It might be six
Yeah,
hundred.
yeah, yeah. So, basically,
Okay.
what was the because Kamala Harris was actually paid. Was it internet content creators actually host her?
Yeah,
They're
she
actually
was
paid.
to her credit, she got what's the name of that show? I can't think of the name of that show. With
The Wami, some
Matt
yeah.
no, not that one. Matt Barnes and
Oh yeah,
Steven
she was on that
Jackson.
one. Yeah, she was on that one. Yeah.
It's called Eyeballs.
Up,
Now, I don't
up
have a
in
problem.
smoke, up in smoke with Matt Barnes and
Yeah,
Jack.
yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah.
one. There was a bunch of them. There was one with the chick. I can't remember her name, but
Oh yeah.
she's
Call Me Daddy. Yeah.
Call Me Daddy. Yeah, he's another
That
one.
was a
Yeah.
bit.
So
That was a big podcast too.
yeah,
All you see you talking about that.
yeah.
And I don't want to.
Oh, by the way, from what I heard, Trump is about to do an interview with Joe Rogan on Friday.
Okay. Yeah. See, I guess Kamala Harris doesn't want to venture into that space.
And my friend, let him please let him secure that Joe Rogan podcast and say it's not enough because his podcast carries major weight.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
To rag on Dr. Dumbar because I don't think And I think he's an innocent bystander in all of this. You know, he's
He's
involved
an
with
innocent bystander. Really?
in the
Okay.
manosphere compared to what.
He does know Dr. Dumbar's not on this side, right? Never mind.
This low information person is doing right here. It's really important to understand that
they're
Dr. Dumbar
upset
came
because
and
they
hijacked the
invited
discussion.
you instead of
Oh,
them.
okay.
Talking about
That's what it is. Okay.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
In other words, you should be listening to our
let me finish playing
propaganda.
this.
Okay. Well, he needs to listen to MOT and J.
Did you guys actually start discussing third parties? Well, because I didn't actually get a chance to listen to it.
He had went through third parties. I was really
Okay.
just talking to him now because he had
Okay.
already
Oh, he had already done it. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So why? So basically, if he had already gone through third parties, so
And
what's he
why
upset
people are
about?
voting third parties? 'Cause like I said, he played Steve Ballmer at the beginning,
Hmm.
and some other clips.
Okay. So how come he's not including that? How come he's just going to the portion where you're on?
Like you said, I think you hit it on the nail. I think they're butthurt because they weren't up there talking to a PhD. But maybe I could be wrong.
Yeah, you could be wrong.
No, I don't think she's well. That's their opinion, but okay.
Yeah.
And I heard what the blasphemer said. I'm sorry, Jamal Bryant. And now he's gonna start skipping.
Okay, he's skipping.
Why
Okay. Yeah.
not acknowledge them as well?
Also, he mentioned it as our fault that Stacey Abrams lost, but it should be pointed out that of the black men that and see, I need to put some context in here because Mike skipped this part.
Oh, he
Uh,
skipped a part. Okay.
I actually pointed out on that stream that if you look at the demographics of when that vote happened for Stacey Abrams the second time,
Hmm.
black men voted for 90%.
Yeah, I do believe it was close to 90%. Yeah.
And I also pointed out that I can't find a TikTok. I don't know where this TikTok is at now. I should have pinned it.
Hmm.
But this white woman came out and said, "Yeah, I voted for Greg Kemp. We don't want black women like you getting power over us, Stacey."
That's true. The white woman did, but I think what happened is the black men, the black men that didn't vote for Stacey Abrams didn't vote, and I think they just didn't come out. I think that was the
Yeah, a
biggest
lot of
thing.
them stayed home, but the
A lot
ones
of them
that did
stayed
come,
home. The one that did
but
vote actually voted for Stacey, but
right,
I think a lot of potential black men that probably would have voted for Stacey didn't see anybody to vote for, so they didn't vote. They didn't vote one way or the other for her. They probably just voted down ballot.
that voted in that election.
Room, quote
Oh
unquote.
yes,
And I
oh yes.
wonder,
See, now
I
you're
wonder
skipping it.
for this
Hmm.
how that's going to play out, because the the first
When she said it out loud, I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay,
well
at
well
least
I
I'm
was
gonna
gonna say
go.
I was gonna say that the first woman president was in theory supposed to be
Hillary.
Hillary,
Yes.
Yeah,
but the other thing is Barack stole that from her.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Trump wasn't the first one to quote unquote steal that from her.
yes.
Yep.
Barack
Yeah.
came and took her
Out
birthright
of nowhere.
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
He
So I'm
was
just saying this to
he
say
was
that
picked.
that's another
He was actually tapped to be her vice president. And that's why she's
dynamic
upset.
that people aren't even looking at is I mean they're still the majority population according to that data that we just looked at.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
will
By the way, I don't care how many watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit my Cash App. Support my show. Hit my Super Chat and support my show. Cash App is pinned at the top.
Yeah. BGS tax is in effect since I'm here up on a late night. Okay, I could be doing other
Y'all
things,
know I
but
don't do late nights like that. Come on now.
yeah, no, not on the off the cuff like this. Yeah,
Nah.
because
will
AB's up past his
will that
bedtime right now.
sentiment that you just
Not
described
like
have a
this,
role
we
as well?
the rains of withdrawal. Don't mind me. I'm a little politically high right now. Don't mind me.
That's not an
Mhm.
answer.
No,
Not an answer.
I'm not saying Kamala's going to lose the election. I'm not ready to say that at all. We have to wait and see. You never know. But
This is
all the
true. We don't
signs so
know.
far is not looking good because the Democrats are clearly in widespread panic mode right now.
Where are you getting this information from?
Oh, really? Really, nigga?
Really, nigga?
This information from?
Oh my gosh!
Really? Really?
Earned $1 billion in campaign in grassroots campaign
It does.
funding. What are you
That has
talking about?
nothing to do with it. It's called
Trump hasn't
And they're
even
polls.
done
still
that yet.
fucking up.
It's called polls, sir. That's where they're getting the information from.
What are you talking about? They're in panic mode. How can you say they're in panic mode? Based off of what?
Based off the Democrats themselves saying the exact
What
same
sources do
thing.
you have? What information are you providing?
You're supposed to be in the know. Because this has been
Yeah,
all over
man.
the place. This has been all over the news
You know,
for the
I'm trying to
last
be
2
quiet. I'm
weeks.
not trying. Yeah, I've actually been quiet. I've just been listening to everybody else talk, and
Yeah,
it's been all over the news that it doesn't look good too good
good.
behind the
And
scenes.
it's a lot of your Democratic pundits have been saying that they're in panic mode, and have been saying that they're looking at the internal polls and not looking good. And you're going to start to see the external polls start to shift.
I don't make any super predictions or nothing, but the possibility she might lose.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Anything's possible. In today's day and age, you wonder who's telling the truth and who's
Mm-hmm.
who's giving us accurate information. But you have to look at all the signs and go from there, and then ultimately see what happens. But I'm hearing that there's a lot of panic as well at this point. But also politics is
But where's this information though? Where's your sources on this? Where's your sources that Democrats are in disarray? What are you talking about?
You said panic mode, and
Where is
they
this
did
at?
say that.
What
Hey,
state?
They was saying panic mode for the last 2 weeks.
What are you talking
panic
about?
mode.
I don't know what I don't know the fuck he
Yeah,
talking about.
I mean he could do it in like 3 seconds.
even within
Democrats
one
panic mode.
party.
It'll come right up.
It's a chess match.
Mhm.
Okay, and even within that party, conversations. If she does lose, conversations are going to come up afterwards about who over there supported her, who really wanted her, who didn't want her, who's waiting in the wings. So there are levels to this.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, interesting though about Kamala Harris. She didn't attend the Al Smith dinner because apparently one of her advisors said it wouldn't be a good idea since you support the religion bit and all that. But it should be
Mm-hmm.
noted the only other president not to attend the Al Smith dinner in the last 40 years was Walter Mondale.
Mm.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. Walter Mondale, in other words, the guy that lost to Reagan back in '83, was it? It was
Yeah.
his second term.
Yeah. And plus, I don't think she takes jokes very well, so it's probably not
Yeah.
a good reason for her not to show up.
But if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't looked at the map in a while, but he won one state.
Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was pretty bad. Watching one that was
Y'all
pretty bad.
mind if I toss something into that little was it the presidential laugh dinner they had? Well, your
Mm-hmm.
girl, y'all know who her campaign manager is. It's Cesar Chavez's granddaughter.
Oh really?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
With
But
that being said, she advised Camay not to go to the dinner because
Mm-hmm.
it would hurt her with her LGBTQ community.
but
Mm-hmm.
I can
And
barely go on the news site without them saying that Democrats are in panic.
yeah, and with that being said, since that didn't go well and that backfired on her, because you know how the media came after her for not showing up, she decides she wants to rail in on this Hispanic woman who's right about her age, or so a little under. And I mean, lambasted for about an hour and a half and left that woman in tears. So, with that being
Yeah, I
said,
heard about that.
yeah, with that being said, the end is near for Kanye. The end is near.
so we'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the time will tell.
Mm-hmm.
She wins. She wins. She doesn't. Well, we'll find out. Um, she doesn't
Mm,
win, don't be surprised if you see some chaos from one side. And I'll leave
mm,
it there.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I just put in
No, I
Democrats in.
think I
uh,
think
Yeah, her TikTok followers, some of them dudes are demon possessed.
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
think
yeah. I
a
mean, I'm
lot of
looking.
these things are
Eh,
strategic.
mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
Go ahead. What you gonna say?
Yeah, I mean, if you put in Democrats in panic mode, you can see it pop up all over the place. Boston Herald, politics, New York Magazine, is you name it. It's there if you pull it up. Doesn't take that long.
Certainly, what we know is that President Obama wanted an open primary,
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
an open convention.
Mm-hmm.
he did.
We know that
The
Gavin
old
Newsom
fashioned
has
way, the
an
way it
interest
should
in
have been
running.
done, the way it should
Yep.
have been done, it just went on a straight old let's lock everybody up and
Yeah.
pick and choose and send who we want up. It doesn't work like that.
Somebody say MSC and MSNBC didn't say it though.
What?
Uh, you know
Oh
that there
well.
are power brokers behind the scenes like Nancy Pelosi, and allegedly it was Nancy Pelosi and Barack and donors like George Clooney who forced Biden out. So
No,
they're
this is my thing. I don't even know
MSNBC
why we need to
MSNBC
be
News actually
discussing
did
this
say it.
2 weeks away from the election. Um,
Oh yeah, they've been showing.
Yeah,
They,
In fact, it says the Democratic panic runs much deeper than Kamala Harris.
ooh.
Yep, 5 days ago. Okay,
Oh, but I'm low information. Don't know what I'm talking
yeah, you
about.
don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I think we've gone over this before, but let me just play this again. I don't know why folks keep going back to the same old tired talking points that has been disproven already. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
dear.
Okay. Going back over what talking points? I guess you got to find it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Let me just play this right here. Okay. Just play this right here really quickly. This is in 2023.
California Governor Gavin Newsom says he will not run for president in 2024, even if President Biden decides against running for a second term.
Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
Newsom tells Politico that he fully expects President Biden to run again, and he'll do everything possible to help his reelection campaign. Newsom has repeatedly stated that he will not make a bid for the White House in 2024, but hasn't revealed his political plans for 2028.
So
He wasn't going to run against Biden.
why do people in the black manosphere, and why do black men specifically, regurgitate misinformation? Why?
I'm sorry. I got this is my time to be petty.
Go ahead.
Basically, what Mike is saying to y'all is
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
Yeah, they specifically said he was not going to run against whom? President whom?
Biden.
Biden. Okay. When it came down to an open convention, guess who's was going to throw his hat in?
Well,
Well, but 1 plus 1 does not make two, and I know Mike is an engineer. I mean, he should know. He should know how to do math. So but the thing is, he's a civilian, so
Why?
you have to use some grace.
Why have a political discussion without citing the sources on where you're getting this from?
We actually showed you where we got it
Now,
from.
did the Pelosi side, the establishment side of the Democrats, did they have their own interests? Yes, they did. Could those interests be manifested? No, they could not. Okay.
How do you know?
Usurping Kamala out of the POTUS run at the time that Biden had made the endorsement, or just before Biden had made the endorsement, would have blew the party up. Everybody knows this if they follow politics. This is just not sustainable. You would never be able to run a Gavin Newsom against a sitting VP. That doesn't make any sense. Why even do something like that? Now, Obama made that statement but he also made it in jest to say that I dare any one of y'all to go up against Kamala. Okay, people are not that stupid. Remember, Biden, before Biden even stepped down, he told the rest of the party, "I dare you to try to run up against me." Okay, he said this before he endorsed Kamala. And this was after the debate.
And
the first debate.
And it's after the first debate.
Biden said this.
Biden said, and guess what
Biden's
happened?
plan B was to endorse Kamala.
No, it wasn't.
That was a hat trick. And
no, it
one
wasn't.
of the best hat tricks in U.S. in political history.
So where is that? Where is that? Where's your
Vance campaign?
Where's that?
$35 million running campaign ads against Biden, and then he suddenly drops out, and they lose $35 million of their campaign funding going after Biden when he's no longer in the race. Now they have to deal with a Kamala, and now they have to raise more money to go after her, and they don't even know who her VP was going to be. And they did it on purpose. It was very strategic. People have to understand what Biden did was a hat trick.
That was a hat trick. Are you? I mean, is
very skilled.
What kind of silly shit is he talking about, man? Nobody from the Democratic Party even said that. AOC was going off because the Democratic Party, most of them, did not want this. Okay, I played AOC. Also played what's her name? Maxine Waters going off on Tavis Smiley with the same thing, right? It was the same thing. Okay, but guess what? You know, if they go behind closed doors and decide they're going to go in a direction, okay, then they have to go. They have to show a united front. Okay, Gavin Newsom actually said the exact same thing. Man, he was drunk at the convention, and he actually said that. He actually said that was like a 30-minute primary. Okay, in other words, they were told what to do.
I remember you played it.
I played it. Yeah. I played multiple sources.
But you know,
saying with the inside.
But you know, we're low information.
Low information voters. Yeah, because he's voting with his heart. Okay. In other words, this was a hat trick. And there's rumors. Well, not rumors. But, you know, Biden did not want to go down easily, but and basically basically this is something that is out there if you want to look for it. Actually, this what's his name? Especially after the shot missed, the shot around the world missed.
Yeah.
And it was rumored that that Obama came in and threatened Biden with the
25th Amendment.
The 25th Amendment. Okay, that's why he was forced to step down, and he's still bitter, according to certain sources. But the thing is that unless they come out and actually say it and state it, you don't believe it because you believe everything that they say as politicians. But I guess that's you have to. Go ahead.
Move that Biden pulled.
Something like that. Yeah, and you actually, the thing is, what's funny is he actually believes that.
All right.
Yeah.
So let me finish playing this because
he actually believes this shit.
Important that we listen.
There are a number of forces at work, you know, behind the scenes of this type of thing.
Yeah. It also should be noted that Tulsi Gabbard switched parties. That she did. I believe it was yesterday, which I felt was very interesting.
Oh, she officially switched?
Yes, she officially switched to the Republican Party.
Wow.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, her and RFK did the debate. Stranger note, Kamala Harris is campaigning with Liz Cheney.
Yes.
And Dick Cheney.
Yep. Never thought of those words would come out of my mouth, but you know. Oh, now he's going to get...
No, but we know what words will come out of your mouth. I got something.
What do you got? You got something, really? Let's show it to us. Get it all out.
This is somewhat entertaining.
Yeah. I see. Like Kevin said, God damn it, you cannot make this shit up, man.
Nah.
And these are supposed to be the political experts that we're supposed to listen to, right?
Right. These are supposed to be the high information voter.
The high information voter, yeah.
Here are the words that will come out of your mouth.
Good grief, dude. Is it that hard?
What does that say? What's
Well, I have a question.
Oh, Cornell West is not a side. Okay.
Going
Even if he
there?
gets elected, he'll run with the Democrats. But
Oh, that's what I
I
went
got a
on.
question,
Likely.
AB. So what's on the right that's appealing to you?
Who's
What's on
this?
the right
What-
that's appealing to me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
I forgot what I even went on.
well,
This is like a
the
year or
one
two
about
ago.
Trump. He has a pair of balls, and that I just do not see that with the Democrat Party and leadership.
What does that mean?
I said what I said.
Whoa! Wait a second here. Wait a second here.
How long ago was this?
This was like maybe a year or two ago.
Okay, so
And I
what?
said by
So
my statement, Trump has a pair of balls. Democrats get them to find theirs.
so how many times were they wrong over the past 6 months, much less the past year or two ago?
Yeah,
We
But-
know that would come out
it's like okay.
of your mouth.
You actually, but you actually,
Currently, with
yeah, you
Trump
actually
talking
believe.
about Arnold
Yeah.
Palmer.
Go ahead.
You talking about honor? What the fuck? Okay, anyway, the thing is that you actually believe that Kamala Harris, who Biden even didn't want as vice president,
Right.
okay, because that's out there too.
That's been well reported.
That was not that. Yeah, it was well reported that he didn't want her as vice president, and basically Kamala Harris is supposed to be the hat trick, okay. Okay, he was, or the emergency card. Okay, you actually believe that?
Mm.
You actually believe
They
that?
voted in case of an emergency. It's an emergency for the DNC.
And so if that was the case, and everybody knew that this is not Trump's, but Biden's Trump card, okay, as he says, that is his whole card, and everybody knows this. So why did they try to open the thing up as a convention if they actually believed in her like that?
Mm.
If she's that viable of a candidate, okay, why did they try for an open convention, which was actually one of the hardest things to do was 3 months out? Or how come they didn't invoke the 25th Amendment 6 months out?
Mm-hmm.
Not just the politic, but the intentions.
What are you talking about?
Trump's testicles, the white man's testicles, and the size of them is why you would vote for him, while Trump is talking about Arnold Palmer's eggplant. You see how this works?
What the hell are you talking about?
While at the same time worried about transgenderism and you know what I mean?
What the fuck is he talking about?
LGBTQ stuff.
No, we don't.
Elemental
But
P.
okay.
What the hell is he talking about?
All this genital talk
What are
Only
you
comes-
talking about?
from these guys.
What
A
are
whole
you
discussion
talking
about
about?
third party.
Okay, I think he's trying to mix it in with people talking about transformers.
Oh, transform. A lot of people on the right and the left. There's a lot of people
Yeah,
on
a
the
lot of
left
your
now.
friends are not happy with
Are
transformers.
not happy with
Yeah.
Transformers. Yeah, most of your feminists are not happy with Transformers.
They are not happy with Transformers in sports, so
No, they're
you
not.
go around and talk like that, okay?
Or their locker rooms or their steam rooms. They're not happy.
And this is what comes out of his mouth.
I mean, if they try to discredit
I'm not
people, man,
making this up.
for
You
pulling
just heard
stuff. What did he just? He just says why you want to
Reason
vote
why
for
Liz
Trump?
Cheney,
Hmm.
Well, I said on the screen like he has a pair.
So what is wrong with having a pair? And you know what he means. He means that he has testicles. He has manhood fortitude. You're supposed to know what that means. I mean, that's pretty obvious. So why did he pull this clip and then talk about eggplant on Arnold Palmer? Okay. I don't know where the two. I don't know. I mean, he's supposed to be a politically savvy,
is
and this is
campaigning
what he
with
pulls
her,
out.
It's because Liz Cheney was the one who led the congressional hearings on January 6th.
And
kind of makes sense, right?
Nope. It does not.
Nope, still don't make sense. Let me tell you why. Liz Cheney lost by 40 points in a Republican primary. In other words, she's irrelevant.
So what about Dick Cheney? Why is Dick Cheney signed on to Kamala Harris? Did he run January 6th?
Ooh.
She has legitimacy within the party. She's a Republican.
So
there are over 1,000 Republicans campaigning right now with Kamala Harris.
And so that should tell you it's not about party, is it?
Mm-hmm. As you said,
makes a lot of sense to me.
So it's not about party,
really not
is it?
that difficult. I think what's happening in the manosphere is that we've replaced common sense with low information.
So,
misinformation for that matter.
So you're talking. So what you're talking about as far as balls and eggplant is supposed to be common sense because you're not adding up right now.
Up things. I heard, Gavin Newsom was going to run, but I mean, it's October going into November, and we're still regurgitating misinformation. Why?
It's not misinformation.
First of all, he's the one who brought up Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom didn't come up.
No, yeah. Gavin Newsom didn't come up. Well, you know what? He's still hurt is because the time that DC was on and he came up, right? And I talked about actually showed a little clip about Gavin Newsom talking about the party, okay, and I said Gavin Newsom plus others actually wanted to be part of that open convention. They actually wanted a piece of that.
By the way,
and then he said that's not true because Gavin Newsom said he wasn't going to run, and then DC said no. The insider said yes, he did want to run. Okay, he did want to try to put his hat in. Okay, he wasn't going to run against Biden. Okay, but guess what? Since it was open, they actually favored the open convention, and Gavin Newsom pretty much said the same thing.
Yeah, I need to point something out. I watched some of that back and forth, and he mentioned that RFK wasn't qualified to run for president.
I remember that. He's saying that, yeah.
And that's kind of sexist of you, Mike. You do know that, right?
Why is it sexist?
That implies Michelle Obama is not qualified to run for president.
That's true.
That's kind of sexist of you, Mike. I'm just saying.
Basically,
and look, whether you agree with Michelle Obama or not, she's qualified to be the president.
Yeah, I would say she's way more qualified than this particular creature is. Yeah.
And as you said, BGS, she would have beat Trump.
And because they asked me, well, she wasn't qualified. I said, okay. So like I said, neither was Trump because Trump had even less qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and guess what? He actually won president for 4 years. Actually, won in a primary.
And sounds like he more with him Kamala. Oops, I said
that. And guess what Trump said? He actually said in an interview. He said he hadn't been to Washington D.C. more than 17 times in his whole entire life before that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said. So he had no idea about the insides of how Washington D.C. ran until he became president.
He was a true New Yorker, BGS.
Yeah, he was. He said he was not an insider. So. But the thing is, he's an outsider that actually figured out how to get elected to president. So qualifications is, you said, but RFK has a name, has a following, and has people. Okay.
Yep.
Which is what, and plus RFK on his own got way more primary votes than guess who?
Kamala
Harris. I'm just saying. So, but somebody never.
Gavin Newsom said himself. Quite plainly, he's not interested.
He wasn't going to run against
met with Biden, even campaigned with Biden.
He wasn't going to run against Biden. But you missed that fact. But thing is, that's being a low information voter because you missed that part.
Everybody wants to pretend like the manosphere is having this huge impact. But how much of an impact could you possibly be having if all you're doing is regurgitating misinformation?
According to whom? According to whom? Because everything we have said ahead of time has been on the money.
Yep.
But that's all information. Everything we said about the
Let's run it back because
go ahead, run it back, sir.
Speaking of which, you heard Gorilla Grip's boyfriend's going to tell on her now, right?
He evidently somebody threatened him with jail. Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's important.
sounds about right.
Yeah, and Fannie Willis is not, the way she does things and the way she kind of threw him under the bus. I think is,
I think
he's
it's
not
important.
he's not going to do no time for her. And
Hmm.
plus, he's not married to her. That's not his wife.
Right.
Boss, it's called Turnabout is Fair Play for Gorilla Grip.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, evidently, if somebody must have threatened him real strongly about him going to jail. So, he said he's not gonna do no time behind her.
Well, you could always go down there and cheer her up. She'll be all right.
Nah, basically, sometimes some women you have to get away from, man, because they're bad
Yeah.
news. Yeah, and I think she has
Yeah,
become that.
Fanny's one of them chicks. Yeah, she.
Yeah, got to be. Yeah, in fact, like I said, I knew that I had a feeling that that connection was actually deeper than people are actually saying. So that's
Hmm.
so basically they kind of tilted tilted
I
the
want to see
levers.
some shit out of this shit. I don't want you just holding your vote and thinking that you're holding some hostage. I want
So
you to have some real leverage out
who is that?
here. Leverage
MOT.
participation.
Oh my goodness, what is he talking about?
Okay, well, I haven't picked a side yet.
Okay. So there's only two legitimate sides. Left.
Ah!
See,
Well, I have a
No,
question.
see what I
no.
think.
See, yeah, two legitimate side. He's talking about third party.
Whenever you hear me say "pick a side," that's me trolling him, and that's also where I get the term "ButtHurt Blue" from because he's always butthurt every time I see him.
Going out west is not the side, okay.
No,
Even
no,
if he
you have
gets
to.
elected, he'll run with the Democrats. But I got a
Most
question,
likely.
AB. So,
If he
so
if
what's
he
on
gets
the right
elected,
that's
he'll,
appealing to you?
Yeah, this is still part of the stream
oh, okay, the
On the right
stream.
that's appealing to me.
that I
Mhm.
did. Like,
Um,
let's see, what this one says.
Well,
Why would
the
why would it
one
why
about
would it?
Trump, he has a pair of balls, and that I just do not see that with the Democrat Party and leadership.
What
In
does that
leadership.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa!
Could you
Wait a
explain
second here.
that?
Wait a second here.
I said what I said. I don't see Democrats putting the balls on the table. They and whenever they like, I'll give you a prime example.
Mm-hmm.
Is Build Back Better? That really got watered down
Mm-hmm.
during the process, and they had both houses, and they watered down. So
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong. That's not. This is not me saying they were supposed to get everything, but that
yeah.
bill really got watered down.
You can say a lot of things about Trump, but Trump does stand on the square. A lot of things you can say about him, but saying that he don't stand
Metaphor,
on the
stand
square
on
is
your
not true.
square.
Yeah,
Stand
he does stand on the square.
But because I said he has a pair of balls, I'm supposed to be ashamed or something.
And
I'm like, no, I'm like,
that,
no, that's just what I said.
you're supposed to know what he meant. It's like, what does that mean? You know what he means.
Yeah.
That's Exhibit A.
Exhibit A against what?
That's Exhibit A.
What's Exhibit B then?
He said this.
Okay, so
And
what?
The discussion is about third-party candidates, right?
Yeah, but you skipped that part.
How many third-party candidates are in Indiana? Because as it stands right now,
actually, we do have a third party candidate for governor,
Mm. Oh, no, really? Is he independent or what?
libertarian.
Libertarian. Libertarian's been around forever.
Yeah, they've been around for a minute.
Hmm.
And I watched my governor debate, and honestly, I can go either way. You know, an interesting note, because one of the things they care about is how Kamal was talking about legalization of weed.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, even on the Republican side, they had to concede that we're gonna have to look at medical marijuana.
Yeah, because they have to do something to stem the tide of illegal fentanyl.
Right.
So yeah.
So even
Well,
Republicans are looking at it.
which is something we said how many years ago?
2 or 3,
2 or 3.
if not more.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But
Republicans control the mansion, they control Secretary of State,
Yeah.
they control the Senate,
Oh, did I forget to mention that a black woman is running for U.S. Senate and I plan to vote for her? Oops, did I say that out loud? In my
What is she?
state,
Let's see. What Republican? Third party? What is she?
Democrat.
Democrat. Okay.
She's the one that came to my church.
Okay.
Now, I didn't
So,
agree with what she had to say.
so why you? So why are you voting for her over the
I
incumbent?
looked at her. I looked at her plan, and
Hmm.
she's improving over what they've been running.
Okay.
And I haven't heard from the Republicans yet. I'm gonna try to watch it. If they have a Senate debate, I'll watch that, and then I'll make my decision.
And they
But I haven't ruled her out because she's a Democrat.
control the lower house.
But no, AB, you a low IQ voter.
But his big point with me is that I live in a Republican state, so I shouldn't be talking about Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, which makes no fucking sense. But okay, based on that logic, he shouldn't be talking about Trump either. But
Indiana. All the problems of Indiana belong to sit at the feet of Republicans. You think Jill Stein is a better candidate than Kamala Harris? Really?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
What about RFK?
Yes, by far.
Do people
much
still think RFK is a better
way
candidate
better.
than
Way better candidate. Yes.
Kamala Harris at this point?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Mike. I do think.
Let's
Hold on, wait a minute, because I know he's watching. Yes, I do think Jill Stein is a better candidate than Kamala Harris.
Yeah, she is much better. Yeah.
Let's really get the brass tacks.
So
What
is
do you expect
RFK.
from a third party candidate? Other than to be disruptive to who? Kamala Harris?
No, but you actually to have your.
She comes out with a blackmail agenda, which the
was horseshit, but okay.
Black Manosphere, for all of his talk about politics, was saying she never had an agenda. Then she comes with an agenda.
Really, motherfucker? I went through that agenda.
For months she did not have an agenda. For months. We kept talking about it. Where's her agenda? Where's her agenda? And all of a sudden, it pops up out of nowhere, right?
3 weeks before the election.
And then 3 weeks before the election, she comes over with a blackmail agenda.
And they had to backtrack and say that admit it was for everybody.
And what the thing is, that regardless, she put black men's name on it, right? And what we say? So where was this 4 months ago?
Yeah. But
we actually acknowledged that she did put it up because we had been looking for it. Actually, did a whole bunch of videos and streams on that blackmail agenda that she did put up, including Dr. T.
Yeah, I went through it, so I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about. We went through it.
And now people don't want to talk about the agenda.
We did talk about the agenda. But thing is, with your high information, so that you
Where's
that
the
didn't
third
quite
party
get there.
agenda? In fact, how would the third party get anything done if they're not organized in any state at all?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Also, he's not talking about the fact that Democrats are suing to keep them off the ballot.
To keep them off the ballot. The thing is, it's called a protest vote. If we don't like either of the parties, it's called a constitution. It's called democracy.
Yep.
Third parties are not on every single state's ballot. So
Doesn't have to be.
I mean,
you can write them in.
RFK is going to peel off votes from Trump, which is why Trump wants him to take his name off the ballot in a lot of the key battleground states.
And they won't let him take his name off the ballot.
Yeah. And now first they try to keep him off the ballots, okay? And now they're trying to do what? Keep him on the ballots.
Yep.
Because it's going to weaken his vote.
Okay.
Yeah, we know this.
So what?
That's old news.
You understand that?
That's really old news.
So what? And your point being?
And he was still on stage with Trump today. So what does that tell you?
And your
what's
point
holding up the ballot process is the fact that RFK didn't take his name off the ballot in time.
What's holding up What's holding up the ballot process?
Unfortunately, these are the sort of nuances that go into politics that the space doesn't want to talk about.
Because they're
so interested in
we already talked about
taking down Kamala Harris, but doesn't put any focus on the other areas that are down ballot.
That are down ballot.
Propositions that are on the ballot as well.
Depends on what state that you're in.
You got about 15 propositions in California. You hear those
Yeah.
guys talking about it? Absolutely
No,
not.
no, because we're talking to a national
Minimum
audience.
wage is on the ballot right now. I think in Arizona and Massachusetts. Think these guys talking about it?
It's
Absolutely not.
because we're talking to a national audience, sir.
Yes, we're talking to a national audience.
That's not
Worldwide.
interested. But basically, in real life, we have gone through, in real life, in my local area, I have gone through the proposition. In fact, I actually talked to the Jarvis Amendment folks about a month ago, going through like a whole bunch of propositions. We have talked about it. Especially we talked about Proposition 33 that deals with rent control. Okay. In fact, we're supposed to have an argument between my friend who's a real estate investor and another real estate manager next week about Proposition
Mhm.
33. So we do talk about it. The thing is, you can't talk about a proposition to a national audience, but guess what? Because you don't know
Yeah,
where they are. It's not important to them. What's in California is not important to somebody in Indiana or North Carolina or Texas. Okay.
right. And you got to remember, dude, we're not just nationwide; we're worldwide, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to pick our battles. But yeah, I focus on Indiana politics.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Basically,
don't know
yeah.
much about because you would know that my city's ran by a Democrat. But
Yeah,
it's
so
all
is mine.
shit.
Well, I live in a blue state, so
I live in a red
and
state. It is what it
and,
is.
and we talk about it all the time. The thing is, we don't talk about it here in the manosphere is because it's a national audience. But that's
Yeah,
you know what? But that's low information though.
yeah.
Yeah. In
We're
fact,
busy talking about the border and quote unquote illegals.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
not talking about the actual substance that's on the ballot.
Okay, what substance was so what local
Third
proposition are you talking
parties
about?
can't get anything done unless they have some control over the House and the Senate.
Okay, so
Because you
what?
need both of them to get things done.
So
So what's
what?
the point of having a third party or talking about a third party if they're not organized in either of the chambers?
Basically, how the
What's the
third party.
logic to all of
And
this?
in other words, it was the lot. Well, the thing is, he's low information. He doesn't know what the logic is. Well, go ahead. You know, go ahead. You don't know. The thing is,
In other words,
they
they can
Throw
only.
they
your hope in the game. You see, all of this dithering
uh-huh.
about a third party
Mm-hmm.
is to not actually be productive. Is to pretend that you're interested, but you're not actually getting anything done. Okay.
Oh,
In other
It's
words,
like dribbling a football.
go ahead.
in other words, the what is it called? Inflation Reduction Act, which is actually the Green New Deal, right? Okay, would not have come about except for the Green Party introducing it like 2 cycles ago. Okay, how do you get certain ideas into political discourse if you don't have if you're not part of the national conversation? So even if they don't get elected, guess what? They change the discourse,
Yep.
and they force the people at the top, the other two parties, because it's in the national discourse to actually make a decision. Just like even though Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore were not even running, okay, they had to introduce what reparations, which is not on anybody's uh, radar, okay,
Mm-hmm.
because you introduced it in as part of the discourse. That's why third parties are important.
Yep. But we're low information voters.
Well, low information
On a
voters, yeah.
basketball court.
What a basketball
That's
court?
cool and all, but that you don't shoot footballs into basketball hoops, man.
What are you talking about?
You're not really all that athletic.
What are you talking about?
You look athletic, but you're playing two different sports here.
What are you talking about? What
And
are
I
you
think what's
talking about?
happening with
I
black
think he's
men,
trying to sound cool.
personally,
Oh,
just my observation is that politics has outrun their understanding of what's going on.
really? How so?
And so, in order to look like they're involved, or
Hmm.
in order to look like they're involved, they pass a lot of misinformation as a form of discourse.
What are you talking about?
I heard this and I heard that. No sources at all.
But the thing is, it doesn't. The sources don't have to be there. But the
But what
thing is,
about third parties? Ain't no third parties in Indiana, bro. I don't know if anybody's been telling
What
you.
the fuck is he talking about? We've always been libertarians.
Yeah, libertarians in Indiana forever. Okay, they've been third parties in Indiana for like 150 years.
In fact, back in 2018, I voted straight libertarian as a protest vote. So I
Yeah,
don't know what the fuck he talking about.
he doesn't know either. He's running off at the mouth. Okay.
You anything, but ain't no third parties in Indiana.
Oh,
It
really?
ain't never gonna be no third party in Indiana.
Oh, really?
Okay?
How would you know?
More like
Not,
John
not in
Wheeler
our
than
lifetime. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Or at least
it's-
not in this political cycle. That's for sure. Okay? That's already been decided.
Oh, has it? So so on the ballot, it's only two
What about
parties.
Ohio?
What about
Third
Ohio?
parties on the
The ballot? Yeah,
on
I'm
the
sure there
ticket?
is. Yeah.
Is anybody supporting that? Or do they even control any of the alderman positions at all?
We don't
Like,
know.
this is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
In order for a third party to be effective, they had to take seats that were already existing. You can't just come in like Jill Stein and parachute your way into politics and not even know how many members are in the House. These are very important things that you should know. It's
What
a
are you
bare
talking-
minimum
wh- wh-
understanding and a bar
What?
of entry before you can even engage that conversation.
How many members are in the House? And Jill Stein doesn't know how many members are in the House. Are you kidding?
People have been talking about politics.
Bernie Sanders
the
is
last 4 years.
Bernie Sanders is an independent. Okay, a registered independent.
2020. At minimum, 2020. People have had 48 months to this day to understand basic civics and government.
What is he
And
talking
instead
about?
of understanding civics and government and
Phil talked about this. One of the Democrats' talking points is
Okay.
you need to take a civics class, and this is his version of it.
Okay, so the thing is, what don't we understand about basic civics?
Your answer's as good as mine. I don't know.
So another manosphere is
basic
supposed
levels
to.
of have a basic level of political literacy. What's happening here is that people are still stuck from 4 years ago.
What are
They
you
have not
talking about?
advanced their knowledge set at all.
So in other words, the basic politics of civics has changed in 4 years. Is that what he's saying?
I guess.
Because I don't understand. I don't understand what he. I don't
It's
understand what he. It's shameful. It's shameful. It's a shame. Just sounds
to be
like.
in this country
Mm-hmm.
to have all this discourse about politics and still don't understand the role of the vice president. Still don't understand the role of the vice president.
We do understand the role of the vice president. What are you talking about?
No one ever questioned what Dick Cheney did, or
Yes, they did.
Really?
Yes, they did.
no one ever questioned what Gerald Ford did.
Yes, they
No
did.
one ever questioned what Bush Sr. did under Reagan.
Yeah.
one ever questioned that. And only when it comes to
Outside the assassination, is that what you're talking about? Ooh, well, we can't talk about that. I'm sorry.
Boss, why are we listening to this idiot?
Y'all hit my
Yeah,
cash app and support the show. Are y'all not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
But how is that all of a sudden
I'm
now?
annoyed.
Well, I just don't agree with her policies. First, you said she didn't have any policies. Now they're saying that she does.
We
have
no,
policies.
we
It
said
just
she
was
she didn't have
where it is that they disagree.
she didn't have a platform. Okay, that's the difference. She didn't have a
It's
listed
shameful, man.
platform.
It's really shameful to see so many brothers, man, who should have had who should have taken the opportunity to study politics. They just didn't bother. It's like, what have you been doing the last 48 months?
I could ask you the same question.
Hey, same thing. Yeah.
Where have you been at?
Oh
Jill
gosh.
Stein is not a legitimate candidate at this.
Oh, really? Is that,
legitimate.
hold on, wait.
Go ahead.
Is that why they're running ads on her now?
Yes.
Is that why the Democrats are running ads on her now?
Is that why they had lawyers out trying to keep her off the ballots in different states?
Primarily because her VP candidate said he's going after the gubernatorial position in California, which means that he's already contended that they're not going anywhere, right? He said this.
So what?
I think he said this maybe a couple weeks ago.
So
Why he said it, I don't know.
He's going after the V. Talking about next year. You're not talking about this year.
Actually, let me see if I can find his statement on so people don't try to.
I mean, the odds of him winning are pretty low. So that's not even in question. So what are you talking about, man? Everybody's supposed to be a true believer and a drug addict. What's going on?
Yeah,
A
here it
lot
is
of
right here. Here it is right here.
okay. He be finding some
This is
off the wall stuff.
Jill Stein's VP candidate. I
And,
don't
and
have anything against him. I'm just pointing out
no
what he said.
bullshit. You do have something against him. Just stop that. Stop whining. You do.
Why Butch wears gubernatorial gubernatorial bid could change everything in California. Okay. This was September 23rd, 2024.
Okay. So did he announce?
The Green Party's vice presidential candidate for 2024.
So what?
They've
So
already
what?
decided they're not going anywhere. All this third party talk is not serious. It's not a serious conversation.
It is.
Cornel West, really?
Mike, if you listen, I just got one question. Hold on, wait a minute. And I'm dead serious.
Mhm.
Are you going to go to the Muslim community and say that with a straight face?
I mean, the thing is you're supposed to be sophisticated in politics. You can't see nuance.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to
Supposedly
go to
nuance.
the Muslim community in Michigan and say that with a straight face that third parties is irrelevant?
Yeah. Or any party. Or hell, in Massachusetts where he is, okay? And say third parties are irrelevant.
Okay.
Go ahead and go try it.
Dr.
Malefi
Abdullah?
Asante?
Dr. Abdullah? Really?
Who's he? Oh, Dr.
They're about
Abdullah.
as leftist as it can get.
So what?
I thought the whole space was conservative. I thought that was the whole purpose of voting for Trump. Was to support the conservative vote.
Who said the whole space
But
was
that's what I'm
conservative?
saying.
They did.
All this
I
talk
mean,
about third
I
party candidates
want to ask you, just
and
hold
the
pause for a
manosphere.
second. I want to ask a question though. Is he part of the manosphere or not? I'm curious.
Not to my knowledge.
Has he denounced the manosphere? Is he part of the manosphere? Where is he? Because I'm not sure.
I've never heard him say he was part of the manosphere. I've seen him
No,
do
he
it
used to be part of the manosphere. In fact, they said they were the manosphere 3.0 or something like that for a while.
Oh, you talking about? No, okay, never mind.
So I'm asking is basically, and all that side says that they are part of the manosphere. They want to change the manosphere, right? They want to get their side of the manosphere. So are they part of the manosphere or not? Because you talk about the manosphere, okay? So is he outside the manosphere or inside the manosphere? That's what I want to know. So Mike, if you're listening, just let us know where do you stand? Are you part of the manosphere? Or you're not part of the manosphere? Because I'm confused. Because always the manosphere. Thing is, Negro, you're inside the manosphere. You know that the manosphere. Now, is there a lot of people that vote right inside the manosphere? Sure, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a whole lot of progressives and third party people. Like I'm a third party person, okay. I'm a third party person.
Yeah, didn't you vote for Kanye West?
I did vote for Kanye West. People don't believe that. Okay, but I did vote for Kanye West as a protest vote, and since '96 I voted green, except for 2 times. That was for Barack Obama. I've said that.
It doesn't.
Nobody believes it. But the thing is,
Dr. Cornel West is a ultra leftist.
Not real. Not. He's not. He's not an ultra leftist. He's a limousine liberal.
Okay.
Right.
No, Butch Weir's a leftist. So what?
Dr. Melina Abdullah is a leftist.
He's
a leftist. These are people left of the Democratic Party.
I got stories about Melina Abdullah that I have to tell you offline because she used to be part of BLM.
And have voted for Trump.
A major part of BLM.
Third party candidates too, but for what reason?
Are you at? Are you?
What's the logic to all of this?
It's
What are you hoping to gain?
It's called.
What are we doing here?
It's called introducing discourse into the political spectrum, which is the left, which is the Democrats, okay, which is not left and right because Biden is not a lefty, okay. Won't
Yeah,
introduce.
you got David Duke endorsing Jill Stein. Yo, man.
And you have the Prince of.
I can't call it, man.
You have the Prince of Darkness.
I can't call it.
Yeah, Prince of
can't make
Darkness,
this up.
so supporting Kamala Harris.
Yep. Lord
As it
Vader
stands right now, Green Party doesn't control any seats in Congress or the Senate. I mean, that's just political reality. I'm not against the Green Party. I'm just making a point.
Well, you are against the Green Party because he said nothing but negative against the Green Party.
And notice he's not talking about local Senates and Congress either.
No, yeah.
Notice he leaves those out.
Jill Stein said they have a lot of state and local Green Party members across the country. Okay.
Yep. But we're low information voters. We're not supposed to know that, right?
Yeah. She actually said it during the Breakfast Club when she was
Cornel
asked.
West is not on every single ballot. I think he's only on like 22 or 23.
I don't think it's that many.
He's on every single ballot in the.
So what?
In the key battleground states. Okay.
So what?
This is not a serious conversation. If we're being quite frank. It's not a serious conversation.
Why is it not a serious conversation?
Why are you doing a whole stream on it?
Yeah, you're doing a whole stream on it. Yep.
That's right, AO. That's right. Republicans use third-party candidates as a decoy. Yeah, to squeeze off 1.5% of the vote, which is the margin of error that you need in order to create disruption. 1.5%.
To create disruption.
Marianne Williamson got more votes than Dean Phillips. She dropped out of the race. And then they told her, no, get back in the race. But for what reason? For what reason? She doesn't even have a VP candidate. Like, that's what I'm saying. These are not serious conversations. They're just not serious conversations.
According to whom?
Claudia Ortiz, I think that's her name. Or Claudia, is it Claudia Ortiz?
No.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, Claudia De La Cruz. Sorry. I don't have any problem with Claudia or any of the third-party candidates in particular. I'm just making the point that all this talk about third-party at the POTUS level on a ticket is nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense at this point. And I think black men want to.
Now, since you hate third parties, but my question is, are you going to go to Savvy Sabs and say that shit? Good luck. Because Savvy Sabs is a strong promoter of third parties.
Look, at least in the manosphere, they want to look involved without actually having to put up anything of substance. Okay?
And if I'm not mistaken, Savvy Sab live in the same area you do, Mike.
Yeah, but basically, I'm looking, and basically, they have Democrats to change the Green Party that are actually in Congress. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh no, these are state officials. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at state officials. So they do hold office. Okay, maybe not as many. Okay, but they do hold office.
I'm speeding this up just a little bit. You only got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, but he's just whining. Okay, he's going all over the place and whining. This is not a serious conversation, but you spend an hour,
No, that's true.
Get upset.
Yeah.
C.L. Edwards, that's true. That Green Party has at least 100 seats across the country, but they're not in the actual states of substance, though, right? In order for you to win, you have to clean house in the key battleground states, including Arizona and Nevada.
That's a clean house.
I don't see any Green Party candidates, making sweeps across the country. In fact, they've lost seats over the last election cycle. And I think most of it is due to the fact that they don't have a real strong ground game. That's easy to take a school board seat, or I also want to say it's easy, but those are seats that are usually uncontested. Uncontested seats are not that difficult to achieve. But when you're talking about a POTUS run, you have to have a mean ground game. Trump has a lot more money than any of the Green Party candidates or third party candidates combined, and he's having a difficult time running up against Kamala and Tim Walz, primarily because they spent a lot of money going after Biden, and they blew their load, and they're in debt right now.
That's not the reason. The reason is
They're
the
having
press.
difficulty raising capital.
The press is 100%,
Campaign
98.
contributions are not coming in as fast as
It has nothing to do, has nothing to do with money.
Democrats have a grassroots effort that is active on a daily basis. You can go and sit in some of these.
Hillary Clinton outspent Trump 3-1 when he won.
Yes, he did. Yes, she did.
Has nothing to do with money.
And name you something for Harris. There's a whole lot of conversations, these Zoom calls where they're raising capital.
So
it's
what?
Not common. Every single week they're raising $1 million.
So what? So why is it so close?
Millions of dollars.
Why is it so close if it's about money?
What I'm saying here is Green Party and third party candidates have not made that sort of pact.
So what? So what? So what?
Battleground states that they need to really perform it. They're just not. They're just kind of absent.
So what? So what?
And so, third party conversations don't make any sense to me in this space at all.
Oh, it does make but does it?
On the couch.
So I'm about sitting on the. What the hell is he talking about?
You want people to do stuff for you, having these blackmail agendas and whatnot, but you don't want to actually participate. You just want to benefit from everything.
The blackmail,
done by everyone else.
The blackmail agenda is not only federal; it's also state and local too.
Yes. Basically, what he's saying is we're not kissing the Democrat Party's ass hard enough.
Yeah,
that's what it basically translates to. You know, you need to kiss the Democrat Party's ass harder to get what you need.
So but there's no parts of the blackmail agenda that can be done from the state or local level. Is that what he's saying?
Any sense?
But and these are the people. These are the people that are supposed to be politically nuanced and savvy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that there's a debate right now with these sort of third party candidates like Joe Stein and some of these other folks, but these are not serious conversations. Okay, Joe Stein is in Massachusetts. She's 74 years old. You don't hear anybody talking about age, her age being too old or anything like that, right? No one's talking about that. It was a smokescreen to get rid of Biden. But the thing here is,
it was not a smokescreen to get rid of Biden.
For office for the last 8 years.
What's he talking about? His age was a smokescreen to get rid of Biden. What are you talking about? Okay, Biden was good up until the shot. The thing is, up until the debate. Okay, when he couldn't campaign anymore. Had nothing to do with his age.
Still has not been able to count how many members of the House are actually there. Okay, 433, but she doesn't know that though. She said something like 600. It's a ridiculous number. These are things that she should know. She should understand the issues of the day. You're not going to be able to solve the Palestine issue in one election cycle. It doesn't work like that.
You can solve the Palestine. You can solve the Palestine. You can solve the Palestine debate in an election cycle if they want to. The thing is, they don't want to. And basically, the Palestine issue is going to solve itself, okay, over the next 4 years, probably even less than that.
You have a whole lot of big entities that are necessary in order to create resolution on these issues.
Not really.
It's just not something that you're going to be able to solve.
Yeah, you can.
For president. I'm sorry, not as a third-party candidate. It's not. You still need Congress, and if you don't, a third-party candidate trying to force the Freedom Caucus or the Congressional Black Caucus or the Latino, it doesn't work like that.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Because that's not your party. Green Party has not taken any major seats in the House.
So in other words,
Kirsten Sinema is an independent, and so is Joe Manchin, but that doesn't mean anything. Okay.
The people and the voters get behind an agenda enough. Guess what happens? Those people sway.
Yes.
Okay, migration or immigration was not a big deal. Okay, a couple years ago, right? It was behind the curtain. All of a sudden, now it's a big deal. Why? Because the people are upset about it. It's a big deal. It's swayed the whole electorate. Okay.
Shout out to Mississippi Delta guy. Are people really this dumb or willfully ignorant, or
pay.
or
Don't
pay.
say pay because they're gonna say I'm calling them, shills or something like that because that's what I got cussed out for. This is BGS Tech. Jesus take the wheel.
Well, hell, they sound like a shield. Come to BGS, come to me. I said you sound like a fucking shield. I said what I said.
They're gonna cuss me out anyway because they're gonna say they're gonna call you a bot. Okay.
Oh my god.
You just want to BGS's bots. Okay.
Oh,
He's
boy.
actually saying it, but it's coming out of your mouth. Okay.
In other words,
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
So none of this.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. So
You got to be
basically,
able to get things done on the ground level. And if you're not getting anything done at the ground level, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
no shit, Sherlock.
To see black men, have these sort of wayward conversations about a third party candidate. I'm sorry, but it's a waste. That's a wasteful conversation.
Why is it a wasteful conversation to talk about third party
You want to
candidate?
talk about ballot initiatives, propositions that make a lot of sense,
To you.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense.
To you. How come you don't talk about? You talk about third party candidates. You hadn't brought up. You guys don't talk about ballot initiatives because ballot initiatives
But that's,
or what?
That's what goes on in the manosphere, and folks know better than to come on to the Black Brain Trust and talk this stuff. It's just not realistic. These are not realistic conversations. You're not getting anything done. Okay, and tell it folks like us that we should think about voting Republican when Republicans are not even voting Republican. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Whoa, hold on, wait.
You got 1,000 Republicans out there campaigning with Harris, right?
Wait a minute. Who said we told y'all to go vote Republican? I didn't say that shit. You go vote for you want. I don't give a shit.
Nobody. Well, I don't. Yeah, basically nobody cares. Okay, people have stated who they're going to vote for, and some people in the manosphere, the black manosphere, are not voting Republican. Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, I got quite a few that are in my chats daily. Okay. Talk about Kamala Harris and voting for her, and Anacita is one of them. They can't stand Donald Trump. Okay.
Yeah. I got mods in my chat who cannot stand Donald Trump.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know what he's.
So I don't know what he's talking about.
So basically, that's why I want to. Are you part of the black manosphere? Okay, because you're painting the black manosphere that you're supposed to be part of with a broad brush.
Right now, what are you talking about? Black men talking about endorsing Robert F. Kennedy. His own kids don't even endorse him.
So what?
So what? Yeah.
His own family don't even endorse him.
So what?
And let me just think about this really quickly. If you say, right, that RFK is a better candidate than Kamala Harris.
Oh, in other words, well.
Oh, there.
See, now, this is what BGS.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're up here because this is basically him saying, "You're wrong, Daddy."
Yeah. Come on, man. I mean, basically, and this is from the heart, man.
Yeah.
If you've been doing politics this long, you can't tell a good candidate from a bad candidate. You don't need to be here.
Yeah.
You don't need to be here. If you think that Kamala Harris is presidential material, according with her performance that are out there, you don't need to be here. We don't even need to talk to you. They haven't said one thing that all this time has not said one thing that qualifies her to be president. It's all been about third parties not that is not effective, and Donald Trump has done this and he's fat, whatever it is, right? He has not said one thing that qualifies her to be president. Not one.
Harris.
Not one.
What's the litmus test for partisan? Right?
This news might be we're listening to, correct?
Yeah. As it stands right now, this guy has come out and said that he had worms in his brain. He buried a bear in Central Park, and his own family doesn't endorse him. Doesn't sound too presidential to me.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound too presidential to me.
And so, but a chick that can't articulate or answer a question and try to word salad her way through whole interviews is right. That sounds presidential to you. In other words, they can't, she can't even go.
And if you say that,
go ahead.
I mean, she can't even she can't even answer questions like in 60 minutes. Basically, they have to. Most of these people have to chop up her interviews to make her cogent. But that sounds presidential to you compared to RFK Jr.
candidate than her. Okay, I'll give you the fact that Jill Stein is a pediatrician, right? She's a licensed doctor. I'll give you that.
Good for her.
What does that have to do with anything?
But it would make a lot more sense if you said Jill Stein should be the head of Health and Human Services, right? I can understand that.
What qualifies Kamala Harris to be president?
Kamala has a deeper background in politics than any of the candidates that you're mentioning combined, right? She was Attorney General for the largest economy.
Oh, why are you talking about her? Ooh, let me shut up. Nah, I'm not going to say that online. I'm not going to say that on here.
Sixth largest economy in the world.
She's a sensitive.
Right? The senator of that state of the largest economy.
Why didn't they run her during the primary?
It's the prosecutor.
How come they run her during the primary? Why'd they hide her for?
Strong progressive track records in regards to dealing with.
So why did they hide her for 2 months behind bubble wrap? If she's such a great politician. Yeah, she is still in bubble wrap, but yeah, and every time they bring out a bubble wrap, she starts to crack.
Climate change and so on and so forth, and reclaiming or getting restitution on the housing bubble in 2008, right? The track record is pretty visible.
Yeah. So also,
you take some of these other candidates and you put it up against her. It's like, okay, so what's the litmus test then? So not having a background is equal to someone who does have a background. That's what we're talking about here.
Running for president,
you can be a self-taught chemist and be equal.
And basically, running for president means you go out there, you can actually plainly state what you're running for, what your background is, what qualifies you to actually sit in the presidential office. Attorney General for California does not qualify you to be president. I'm sorry.
To that of someone who works at DuPont chemical systems or something like that. That's some comic book stuff.
What are you talking about,
that's
man?
Not realistic.
What are you talking about?
I mean, would you go to a job interview and with no experience and no background and say that I'm completely capable of doing all these things without any real proof? Like, what are we talking about here?
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Why are you talking about Kamala like that, Mike? Go to a job interview with no experience and no proof.
And basically,
why are you talking about Kamala like that, Mike?
Her record as VP, when they put her in positions to actually be president or be presidential, she's failed at. Now that is there, okay, and people have seen that. Which the board is one of them, right? The board, when they sent her down to be board czar, that she's trying to run from. So they have seen her. They have seen that, okay? And guess what?
I mean, go on LinkedIn, right, and then create a profile with nothing on it,
and guess who's more qualified to be president than Kamala Harris? Okay, the guy she's running against. Why? Because he did the job for 4 years, right? According to your
own logic. Yep.
Your own logic. Okay, who's more qualified to be president, Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
See if any recruiters call you without having any background.
Yeah, according to your logic, then Kamala Harris doesn't stand a chance against Donald Trump. According to your logic.
See how it works. See how it works out.
All right, that's enough.
That's enough. Yeah, he's done.
But yeah,
he really did a whole stream to do this.
Now you see why I said I thought they were smarter than this, man. I really did.
They're not, and that's the whole problem. I mean, he just word shot and babbled from one thing to the next. Okay. In other words, basically, she's queen, and nobody can stand on her. Okay, and that's how come she should be president. Even though the eye test, and this is eye test. This is the same thing that was going on between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Okay.
Right.
Even though everybody could plainly see that Caitlin Clark was a much better player than Angel Reese, okay?
Right.
But they try to keep it, like they kept trying to pretend like Angel Reese was neck and neck as far as Rookie of the Year and accolades with Caitlin Clark.
I
even though
somebody that go down to Chicago and teach Angel Reese how to play basketball. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she, you have a woman that can't make a layup. Versus a woman that's out there shooting 35-footers. But they're equal, okay? Because she's getting double doubles, okay? She's equal to Caitlin Clark according to the eye test. And when we took Kamala, as we said, okay, there's a reason they have it in bubble wrap. Okay, even Brett Baer said the same thing, right? She came in late and she left early.
Yep.
Because they didn't, in other words, the whole interview was scheduled for 25 minutes, which they negotiated, right? It was like 20 by the time they finished, because they came in 15 minutes late, 17 minutes late, and then they wrapped up early and left.
Which is very unprofessional. I expect more for somebody running for president.
Well, for president, yeah, which they did it on purpose, and basically they had 4 handlers around her to make sure that she didn't screw up.
And apparently Kamala Harris did a town hall with CNN. Oh boy.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
How did it go? Did you see it?
No, but
What was the reports back?
let's see.
And the thing is, why did he keep coming after you in instead of, I'm basically, didn't they say nothing about Tim Black or Sabby Sab or
Yeah, because they're going way harder, Kamala Harris, than I
and
am.
way harder than you are, and these are lefty females, okay? But thing is, and they have no confidence in her, okay? So why is it always the manosphere? If you think the manosphere is not important, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And every time you show up to the manosphere, you get your head handed to you. And even your lefty friends, we're not gonna say who they are. We know who they are, right?
Right.
Okay, the people that break code. Okay,
Allegedly.
allegedly, and he said the exact same thing. 90% of things he actually agreed with me over you. Okay, and he's not part of the manosphere. Okay.
I didn't watch it, but based on what I'm seeing on YouTube, apparently she crashed and burned. It's okay.
Really? Oh, is that the one where somebody was it town? Was that the one in Detroit? The town hall?
I think this just happened today. Let me.
Oh, it happened today, because I know there was something where she's getting upset is because somebody was cheering during her rally, Donald Trump. Okay, and she got upset. I'm speaking. Oh boy.
But yeah, there's a.
Go read your super chat.
Oh, okay. Hold on, just a minute.
Okay, I'll read it. Mike talking about everything other than a policy. She can't even lie good. She just ignore questions. That's all she does, basically.
Pretty much.
I mean, well, the thing is, in my opinion, okay, if you're going to be a political pundit or really seriously political, first people you have to actually assess and actually evaluate is your own candidate.
Ew. I'm looking at the CNN, the first part of it. Ads are still playing, but I'm just looking at the like and dislike ratio. 360 live, 1,000 dislikes. Ooh.
Whoa, that's pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah, she is not a because he doesn't mention the immigration policy. She doesn't mention the money that they spend on immigration. He doesn't talk about the hurricanes. Hasn't talked about the wars in Gaza. He hasn't talked about the other stuff that the Biden campaign is actually over, okay, and have not done properly. It's all about why Kamala Harris. Well, really not by even why Kamala Harris actually fit. The only thing he says was she's qualified because she was Attorney General in California. Okay, that's it. Okay, which is fine. That's it.
Yeah, let's take a look at this.
Jill Stein actually got on the ballot with her name. Did Kamala Harris do the same thing with her name?
For weeks, you have been calling Donald Trump unstable, unhinged. You call him dangerous. You quoted General Milley recently, who called him a fascist. Today, you quoted General Kelly, who said that Trump repeatedly praised Hitler. But there are tens of millions of Americans right now who have heard all those things and they don't buy it, or even if they do, they're still going to vote for Donald Trump. He's arguably more popular now than ever. You have 13 days to go. What do you say to those voters to convince them? Because some of them are in this room.
Sure, and I thank you all for taking the time to be here. And you could be doing a number of other things with your time. So this really is proof that we love our country. People are engaged, Anderson, and really want to talk about the issues. And so the issue that you raise, yes, I do believe that Donald Trump is unstable, increasingly unstable, and unfit to serve. And I don't necessarily think that everyone has heard what you and I have heard repeatedly, which is the people who know Donald Trump best, the people who worked with him in the White House, in the Situation Room, in the Oval Office, all Republicans, by the way, who served in his administration, his former chief of staff, his national security advisor, former secretaries of defense, and his vice president have all called him unfit and dangerous. They have said explicitly he has contempt for the Constitution of the United States. They have said he should never again serve as president of the United States. We know that is why Mike Pence is not running with him again, why the job was empty. And then today we learned that John Kelly, a 4-star Marine general, who was his longest
Who lied on Trump?
serving chief of staff, gave an interview recently in the last 2 weeks of this election, talking about how dangerous Donald Trump is. And I think one has to think about, why would someone who served with him, who is not political, a 4-star Marine general, why is he telling the American people now? And frankly, I think of it as he's just putting out a 911 call to the American people.
That means you're in trouble.
Trump are back in the White House. And this time, we must take very seriously those folks who knew him best and who were career people are not going to be there to hold him back. At least before, there were folks who we know what he would say, but they would restrain him. Imagine now Donald Trump in the Oval Office, in the Situation Room. He who has openly admired dictators, said he would be a dictator on day one. The former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff has said he is a fascist to the core. So I think that when the American people reflect, especially...
But I'm low information, and Kamala Harris didn't say that.
She just said it, yeah.
Those who are undecided.
And this was
on
today.
Who you should listen to. Don't take my word for it. In fact, go online and listen to John Kelly, his voice, talking about what he thinks of Donald Trump 2 weeks before the election. Because I think we all know, to your point, Anderson, it is close, but there are undecided voters who clearly, by being here, have an open mind, want to talk in a way that is grounded in issues and fact. And when they hear these facts, I think it compels a lot of people to be concerned about the future of our country with Donald Trump at the lead.
You've quoted General Milley calling Donald Trump a fascist. You yourself have not
shit,
used that
did you
word
see
to
this one?
describe him. Let me ask you, do you think
what?
Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
I can't see it. What
Yes,
does it
I
say?
do. And I
Harris
also
saying,
believe that
one,
the
I was
people who
raised
know
in a
him
middle class
best
family.
on this subject should be trusted.
I was born.
Look
I
at
was
their
born by the
careers.
river.
These are not people, with the exception, I think, of only Mike Pence. These were not politicians.
Are we gonna spend 5 minutes calling
people who have served
we're gonna spend 5-10 minutes calling Donald Trump a
who
fascist?
served as generals in our military,
Okay.
who are highly respected.
And the video is
Talking
only 10
about
minutes long.
the person who would be commander in chief, not to mention what we know and what they've told.
Okay, y'all can watch this later. Let me translate. Let me just translate what Kamala Harris just said to y'all.
Yeah.
It pretty much goes like this.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
Now I see why they say it's a dumpster fire.
It is a dumpster fire, yeah.
Yeah. But this heifer could be your president.
Now she spent 10 minutes basically calling him a fascist, okay?
But we're low information voters. Where do we start sources? Well, we got it from the horse's mouth.
Horse's mouth,
Are
yeah.
you happy now?
It might be a guy. I don't know if Mike B is a gynocrat, man. I don't think he's. I don't know. I really can't say. I can never figure out which side of the coin he was actually on.
I'm leaning toward gynocrat. Him and MOT.
I don't know. I can't really say that because I can't really say that because they've never stated one side or the other. Yeah.
And they get mad at me for saying it. Sometimes I think they do that shit to impress Shonda, but let me shut up.
Oh. Why Shonda?
Well, she's a staunch Democrat, and she tries to argue me down when I'm on the code breakers.
Okay, she tried to argue you down. Oh, yeah. She
Over
doesn't do the.
policy, yeah,
Yeah, all she does is get mad. She doesn't really argue you down. She just gets mad.
I was like,
She can't stand me because she can't win an argument.
yeah.
Because
But
one time I
MOT,
said,
MOT then got started getting paid like comb your hair. I'm like, nigga, I ain't trying to date you. What the fuck's wrong with you?
comb your hair. What is he talking about? What's wrong with these people, man? Sometimes.
I don't know, man. I think they're grasping at straws, and then um, must not be looking good because when DC went off on you, I noticed it was around the time that some of them poll numbers really started. Some of them bad poll numbers really started to come out. I was like,
Oh, okay. Could be, because that came out of the blue, man. I said, what the fuck? What's wrong with you?
yeah, y'all was talking about something. You and AL were talking about something, and
Yeah, yeah. He just burst right in and and went left, and like I said, like
and out of nowhere, he just burst right in. I was like,
yeah,
whoa, wait a minute.
for the first 10 minutes, we thought he was just joking, and he was serious. I said, "Oh, this dude is really serious." I said, "That's when I started cussing him back out." Man, I ain't going nowhere. I can cuss too. Man, I'm from whatever it is in D.C. So, man, I'm from Watts. Okay, so I don't give a shit about that. Okay, you
And then
right down the road from Grape Street. So give me your break. Okay, you heard of
yeah,
Grape Street,
I
I'm
didn't
sure.
show it, but I caught some of Mike's live, so I got to see the chat.
Okay.
And the typical assholes were in there, MOT, Nagone,
Uh huh.
and all that. And
Yeah. But
I saw Nagone say to somebody that he don't respect me. I was like, okay.
the gone said, "Well, you don't respect me either." So okay, good.
I'm like, okay. At
Oh, you
least
know
I
what?
know.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna lose like 30 seconds of sleep behind you not respecting me. Okay.
Shit, I ain't gonna lose no sleep by I'm like, okay, now I know. Now I know. So don't
It's,
get mad when I'm a jackass. Okay, cool.
see, I said that and $1, especially with this inflation, not even give me a cup of McDonald's coffee. Okay.
Yeah, he called me retarded on the stream. I was like, okay. I like, okay, nigga. I was like, okay, whatever.
The thing is, I was just talking to her last night. I said, so yeah, all the times that we have been right on this channel, right?
Yeah,
Okay, have been right down right down 100%. You think these Negroes are going to show up and actually admit that we were right? No, they won't.
of course not.
But the black man is fear. But the black man is fear. I said Dr. Neal, who was then part of the black manosphere, called the Ice Cube effect 2 years before it actually showed up. BMI,
Oh yeah.
BMA, and all that kind of stuff. He actually showed it. He actually talked about it. 2 years.
Oh, the black manosphere has no effect. That's why Joanne Reed
It's no.
mentioned us on her show.
Oh yes,
That's
yes,
why
and
Joanne
that's
Reed.
yeah, yeah. Joy Reid and a few other people, right? That's why you have the manosphere, the black manosphere going on in Kenya right now. Oh, really? Okay. That's why you got Kevin Samuel's accolades all over the world. Okay, trying to replicate him. But we
Yeah, I
have no
wonder
influence.
why.
Okay. All right. And you have to actually you mentioned the black male agenda. Okay. Oh, but we have no influence. Really? According to
Oh, is
whom?
that?
Because we don't have no any Democratic seats or Republican seats in Congress. That means we don't have any influence.
Yeah, according to him, we don't have any influence, but
Yeah, but you're gonna kiss Kamala's behind because you want influence. What is she gonna do for you? What has Biden done for you?
nothing. Being an old man, but
I mean, basically, are you better? Are you? That's what they're saying. Are you better off now under Biden than you were under Trump? Even during COVID. That's the question, and that's something they want to duck because all the other stats that go along with the Biden administration and with Kamala Harris, who's supposed to be unknown quantity. Okay, that's like they can't talk about her because they have to talk about Donald Trump. They have to put him down, and they have to put everybody else down because because basically everybody knows that Kamala Harris is an empty suit. Now, did he spend like 40 minutes talking about Kamala Harris' accolades and what she's done and why she's so proven? No, he didn't. He spent an hour tearing down everybody else.
Oh,
And he's still upset. He's still upset about the RFK thing.
but we have no effect, but these heifers are still.
Okay. And where exactly is he at now?
If you can't see it, the comment says Kevin Samuel was right all along.
Mm-hmm.
And these heifers are still okay.
So where's he at now? It doesn't matter. He's passed on. It's just like saying, where's Martin Luther King or Malcolm X that you quote all the time, or any other people that have passed?
Are y'all really about to convince me that black men really hate black women? Do black men really hate black women that much?
No, but we're disappointed in you.
Mm-hmm.
That you know the stakes are this high, and black women run your life. Basically, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a black woman. You would have made it to where you needed to go in life if it wasn't for a black woman. And the top of the ticket right now is a black
mama.
woman. You gonna tell me all these guys who love their mamas and
yep.
My mama this and my mama that.
Dear
y'all
mama.
Really gonna sit here and tell me you're not gonna vote for this black woman and that you're going to let
we're not gonna vote for that black woman.
Get over it.
That man who does not care about you would not spit on you if you needed water. If you were
Kamala cares about you. Okay.
Yeah. Well, she giving away your money, your stuff to immigrants. But that's something.
On fire, y'all telling me that you're okay with his policies and you're okay with the way that he talks about you. You were sons of bitches. But y'all gonna tell me that?
Yes, and I'll just come out and say it. We're also okay with him saying that we grabbed him by the pussy. So what?
So what?
Bush did too. Let me shut up.
It's better than voting for Kamala.
Yes.
Bobby Bush was known for that, even in his old age.
But Kamala actually locked up black men. Guess who didn't? Kamala actually kept black men in jail. Guess who didn't?
Mm-hmm. Who signed the First Step Act again? Oh wait.
Yeah.
Do black men really hate black women that much?
Well, the thing is, because we criticize black women, we hate black women. Okay, because we don't want to vote for an unqualified candidate. That means we hate black women. Mm-hmm. Is that what they're saying?
Black community is the canary in the coal mine. What's good for Black America is good for America. Just look at any of the great feats that have happened.
I wish she still had them big titties though.
Economic impact. Black people are at the center of that. Black liberation is America's liberation. And so what I say to the Black community, and I want to extend it to all people who are oppressed, so socially and economically challenged people, is this. Stop being complicit in our own demise and stop letting politicians whisper sweet nothings in your ear. Hold these people accountable. That is it. And you can like them. You can want to have a beer with them. You can want to do a slow dance with them. That's entertainment. But when it comes to the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness, and they not moving the button, when they can spend hundreds of billions of dollars on the military-industrial complex, but let the child tax credit expire, when they can blame the parliamentarian for not increasing the federal minimum wage, this president has allowed a pharmaceutical company, for example, to charge almost $190,000 a year for a prostate cancer drug on one end, but on the other end, he said he wanted to be president and eradicate cancer. Which is it? Baby, you cannot have it both ways. So I think until we, the people, decide that we're not going to continue to take this, and again, you got to separate the like. You got to separate the feeling from the function. I may feel very comfortable and compelled by you, your personality, but your function when my babies are hungry, your function when my babies are dying in schools, your function when my babies can't walk down the street in their communities, your function when Big Mama and Big Papa can't get a job that's decent enough to support their families, your function is to ameliorate those problems. And we can have a beer after. But for then, I'm going to whoop your ass. On policy, and then we can have a drink after. The Black community is the
Yep.
Donald Trump is promising to take us back 300 years. When did he say that?
And what does that even mean? And why do y'all deify this man?
This is actually a good question because they give Trump way more credit than he deserves. When it comes, they act like he's the devil incarnate. I was like, man, y'all giving that dude too much power.
Why do y'all? And it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me that you believe that this man, Donald John Trump, President Donald John Trump, who was president before, who already was very powerful, he funded. Hey, good morning. This man funded how many people's campaigns already, including Jesse Jackson's? He funded so many people's political campaigns already. At no point did he put money toward taking anybody back 300 years. This is ridiculous. Why do y'all even believe that he has the power to turn back the hands of time? He is not R. Kelly. Even R. Kelly couldn't turn back the hands of time. But y'all believe that this man, y'all made him a god. Y'all made him a god. It is because you have put this white man on such a pedestal, on such a throne. You have deified him. Deify me. I'm a white man too. Make me your god. Donald Trump is.
Well, anyway, yeah.
Listen, you can't be saved in the
September 23rd, 2024.
All right, I'm looking for a specific one.
Yeah, we're gonna wind it up in a minute. So,
yeah.
What happened to Hammer? He disappeared.
I haven't blocked him unless somebody else did it.
Nah, he just disappeared, man. We said, well, boot it up, man. We'll come over and talk to you. And he bounced.
Oh, well.
And tell him, warm it up, Chris. Okay.
Oh, speaking of which, Big Chris don't speak for us. Speak for my generation.
Oh, Big
Chris. He said he's 41.
Oh, yeah. I said, come on, man. I thought he was like in his 20s, man. The way he was talking. I thought he was in his 20s. I said, so he got to be in his 20s. He can see, how old are you, man? 41? Oh, come on, man. Really?
Yeah.
What type of bullshit is this? This woman says her man gave her $400 to fix her car, but she instead bought a wig. So answer me
the relationship's over, but okay.
this. After your man gave you that $400, you walked outside, walked past your broken down car, and you looked at it and you said to yourself, nah, it can wait. And you proceeded to go to the hair salon and get your shit done. Talk about priorities being off.
It was not over, but the thing is, she bring up the car, but with the $400, then, you got to walk. I'm not coming to pick you up.
Yeah.
And now you've been demoted to side chick. Or
jump
off.
Work too.
Me and our daughter, our 5-year-old daughter, went and got tested today. And it said that I am.
Wait, why you take my baby to go get tested anyway? What do you mean? What kind of test? First of all,
I went and got a DNA discovery thing so you find out where you come from, and kind of find out the child doesn't come from me. Yeah, 5 years. I can't even go crazy right now because the kids are asleep. So I'm trying to stay calm.
You raised her.
We have 3 children, and the last one is not mine. How's this possible? Well, we know how it's possible, but guess what? Because the kids are asleep, I'm not going to turn violent. I'm not going to call you a bunch of names or cause a big scene.
That's fucked up, man. But okay. But these chicks don't care.
Yep. Yep. I mean, that's why DNA testing at birth is part of the black male agenda, which should have been part of the male agenda, period.
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas keep asking me why I'm single. I put my hands on.
Oh, okay. That's one. Yep.
What happened?
Yeah.
Who you gonna tell? Call somebody. Niggas keep asking me why I'm single. I put my hands on niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks for telling me. Next.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's all I need to hear. I said, who you gonna tell? No, basically, I'm not who I'm gonna tell. basically who you gonna call once I start cracking your jaw. So I'm gonna let you call first.
Let's see, did I miss any? Are people really dumb? Did I already read that? Yeah, I already read that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read that. Yep.
Well, I'm about finished, so.
Yeah. It's past your bedtime.
Yeah, for the most part. I'd like to thank everybody that came through. This is AB Media 83, and I'm going to bed. Peace.
All right, Pete.
Yo, this is AB Media 83. Want to support the channel? Hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified next time I upload a live stream or video. And always remember, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.